What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your captain speaking, Captain Crunch. And in this video, I thought I'd tell you the story of the time I spent $1,000 in an arcade. Yes, in an arcade I spent $1,000. But here's the kicker. I was on a cruise ship, so who could blame me? There was nothing else to do, and as far as everybody else knows, it was a complete accident. It was a complete accident. I had no idea this could happen. Nobody warned me about the dangers of having a key card on a Alaskan cruise. Now, that's all I could say about that. Like, it was a complete accident. Well, let's get to the nitty gritty of this story. Well, a couple of years back, we went on a vacation, my family and myself, to Alaska, just for a family vacation to experience the joys of Alaska, I guess you could say. Now, on this boat, once we got on the boat, we had been exploring the different options to entertain ourselves on this very boat. Now, I stumbled up on an arcade within that ship, and there was not very good indicators or advisories on the amount of money that you were going to have to pay to play a certain game, which was called Stack It. Now, if anybody, like if you know me personally, you can really understand my competitive nature as far as wanting to do well in any kind of game I play, especially when I'm coming doing these gameplays for you guys. It really comes out, but on this particular game, I really wanted to win the top prize, which I think was like an Xbox. Um, so I found myself bored one day on the ship. I wasn't able to go on one of the excursions, which was like dolphin encounter or something like that that particular day. So I decided that I was gonna make the smart decision to mosey on down to the arcade blindly. Now, when I mean blindly, I had no recollection of prices or like commitment you would have to give to play these games. That's just my, I guess, being stupid and being a young kid. I decided that I was gonna have a whole day of fun and entertainment in this arcade, and it turned out to be a very, 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 very bad mistake. Um, so my family was off the cruise ship, and like I said, I moseyed on down to the arcade. Looked at a couple games, wasn't really impressed, but then I turned my head and I found this game called Stack It. Once again, Stack It is a game to where each each level has a different block. I kind of think of it as like Tetris, and it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you stack it up. Now the goal of the game is to reach the first level, which is like a halfway point. You get a mini prize. Then it goes faster. You stack it up. You get a better prize, and then it goes faster. You stack it up, almost the mega prize, and then usually it's rigged to where you don't win. You don't win, obviously, to save the company money, but with me being a competitive person, I literally spent all day obsessing over trying to win this Xbox out of the Stack It machine. I thought it would be absolutely awesome to, you know, come out with an Xbox on top of a vacation to Alaska. Like, what could make a better vacation than that, you know? So I tried to play this game a couple times, and I got halfway about 3 or 4 times, and I just kept losing, to be honest with you. And I just could not stand to lose. I was the only one in this arcade, right? And I was like, screw it. I just kept going back and forth, back and forth. Well, each time I swiped that card, little did I know that I was getting charged $1.50 every single time I was to swap that card to play that particular game. Now, you say, well, Josh, how do you, or Captain Crutch, how did you spend that much money? Well, when you're playing when you play a game like that that's so addictive and you get so close so many times, you're like, one more time, one more time. You know, one more time's not gonna hurt me. I can do it. And it just so happened that I just could not decide when to quit. Now, a couple days went by me doing this repeatedly, and you know, I would do a couple games every now and then throughout the day. After I had spent that whole day while my family was off the ship, um, doing other dolphin encounters and stuff, I had already spent a whole day in there. Keep in mind, so periodically throughout the week, I would go through back out there and try to win that Xbox because I wanted it so bad. Like it's all I could think about. Like I wanted to come out with a vacation with an Xbox. I just could not get myself not to do it. So I would at least spend a little bit of time in that arcade while everybody was hanging out and doing their own thing. Like I said, little did I know I was making a terrible decision. Now, my cousin was actually with me on this vacation, and he was worried that he was gonna get in trouble on buying a couple drinks to the room and ordering a couple room service. Boy, was he wrong. Like, note to self, people. Like, if you're on a if you're on a boat and they give you a key card, don't use it because it can lead to nothing but trouble. As you can tell by my situation, like I was absolutely naive to the situation and making a stupid decision just for a stupid Xbox that I could probably buy myself, you know. But instead, I wanted to be a crazy person and try to win it. So, like I said, I would go and do this stack it game over and over and over again to no avail. I think I won like a bear at one point, and obviously I gave that away to try to get this Xbox again. These people had to think I was crazy, but little did they care that they were making money off me. People would sit there and watch me play it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Still nothing, still nothing. Well, like I said, I was getting charged $1.50 every single time I do that game. And he got close to the end of the time for us to leave. And a couple of days before, like I think it was like 2 days before we got back to port, back where we had, like initially took off to, I come back to the arcade to try to land that Xbox for the last 2 days we were on the boat. And little did it work. No, it didn't. No, it did not. I still came up short without any Xbox. Obviously, I racked up a couple more charges of my naive self, racking up charges, trying to play my odds, I guess you could say, trying to better my chances. And obviously, I had no idea I was getting charged this much money, and I didn't know I was making the biggest mistake of my life, like trying to win a stupid Xbox, you know. Put my family in some pretty bad situation. It got closer to the end of the week. Like I said, we had 2 more days. I spent those 2 more days at sea trying to win that Xbox, and little to no avail. I did not win anything. We get closer and closer and closer to port, getting ready for a checkout. That day is coming very soon. We have like a day left after those 2 days were up. We finally got back to where you know, dock the boat and get off and, you know, go back to normal. Well, little did I know that when it gets close to the end of the day, or like the end of your stay on the boat, the bills come out. Little did I know. We were sharing a room between my cousin and a friend of ours, and we opened up that door, and I shit you not, I had at least 120 pages of nothing but my name, and all it said was stack it, stack it, stack it, stack it, stack it, stack it, stack it. And my cousin was like, "Oh my goodness, you're in big trouble. I thought I was gonna be in trouble by ordering a Dr. Pepper or two, but you were in some deep shit, buddy." And boy, was he right. I was in some deep, deep, deep duty. Now, Oh god, I just can remember trying to not freak out and play it cool because I did not want to implement myself in any way. My grandmother had to literally go and talk to the people about like what the charges were, and she was just so pissed at me. And